Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Drunk's Beer Review. Today, me and Ty are going to be reviewing Mexican beer. Uh, Mexican beer, there's so many varieties and selections that we kind of just decided to pick whatever we wanted to because there's so much and we're not going to be able to drink all of them in a 1 hour show. But we happened to get one of the same beers, which is the 805 Cerveza. And as I researched it further, we'll get into it, but turns out it's not even a Mexican beer. They just added the name cerveza. Um, I also got Corona Familiar and another one called Montejo. Ty, what other kinds of beers did you get today? Can you hear me? All right, so it looks like we might be having some issues. Uh, but as I mentioned, he's got a couple different beers and he will be trying them out. Ty, you're on mute. You're on mute. You got to tap the monkey. So that's one of the beers right there. And I don't know the name of it. I believe it's an IPA. And I'm going to let him know he's on mute. You're on mute. Tap the monkey. All right. I have to send him a text. So this is a little awkward, but these are the technical difficulties sometimes you have on a live show. And this is all new as well. All right. So I let him know, and hopefully he will read his text and unmute. You have to tap the monkey to unmute. So the thing that I've noticed with this is a fairly new feature. It's maybe about a month old with video. And what I've noticed is you can invite the person up to stage and the mic is fine. But then when you send them the interview mode, they go back into mute. And so I think Ty finally realized he's been muted and we didn't get to hear any of the beers. Can you hear us? And now he's unmuted, but we still can't hear him. There's no volume. There we go.
Can you hear me?
Finally.
Okay, guys, what's up? Good to see you guys. It's been a month. I missed the last one, so hi everybody out there. Letting everybody know that I'm exercising strong and drinking strong. So let's continue. I know you guys saw this. I'm not sure. Were you able to see the visual or and not hear me, or
A little bit. No,
neither?
we just couldn't hear you. We can see the beer now.
Okay. This is the Salaritos, excuse me. And Ray, for better, because you're better at the Spanish than I am. What is it? What is ume? UME.
I don't know. I'd have to
Oh,
see. I'm not. I'm actually better at speaking it than reading it, but I don't know what that means. And I've never
yeah.
actually seen the beer or tasted it. Is that an IPA?
It is not an IPA. It is. I'll give you the description right here, and I'm glad I brought my flashlight. And sorry, guys, for the inconvenience. I am at a hotel right now because I'm getting work done to my house. So I am poolside at my hotel. But it's by Concrete Jungle Brewing, and they're out of Ventura, California. And they're not even artsy enough to give us a description. I have no idea what kind of beer this is. Versus the other beer I have for us, which is called, it's from Stone Brewery, which everyone should know that drinks beer. Stone Brewery. They have this one. It's kind of cool. It's upside down. They have like the little devil's head, like they always do, and it's an imperial stout inspired by Mexican hot chocolate. So anyone here that's Mexican knows that your abuela makes that cool ass hot chocolate that's a little different than everybody else's, and it's supposed to give it that familiar uh, taste. So I'll give a little bit of the. Yeah, I might as well. I can read this paragraph. Okay, it's imperial stout inspired by Mexican hot chocolate. Trust us on this. Put on your over the ears headphones. Pull out a Love Supreme. Put on Dark Side or Spool Up in the Dark. Whatever album or mix that puts you in that zone. you are on one for the next 40 or so minutes. Wow, that's promising. Okay, that's good to know. Um, excuse me. Contemplation of what makes this beer so damn special. Really sink into it. There's unlimited tunes to re-explore these days. Amounts of this most favorite of seasonal special releases and precious few moments to really do you. This is this is you time. Available to see all season long. So that's interesting. Let me
I've
see
seen
the
that.
alcohol percent because it sounds like it's gonna be fucking crazy. Excuse my French. Oh, it's 8.1. It's not
Okay.
crazy, but it's a stout. So for 8.1, it's for a stout being 8.1, it's not that crazy. But
I've
yeah, I'm
seen
kind of
that.
interested, huh?
I've seen that beer before. I didn't know that one. Abuelitas is a chocolate from, I'm gonna say, Mexico. They use it for hot chocolate, and if you have mole, which is kind of like a, depending on where you're from, it could be a sweet sauce or kind of bitter, and you put it over chicken, and so they use that chocolate for cooking. And I've
For
never had
sure.
it, so that sounds
We had
very.
mole today, as a matter of fact. That's funny. Yeah.
Or did you? Okay.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I was at my wife's parents' house. I get down. We do it all. So we'll talk about that later. Especially because we're kind of celebrating Mexican Independence Day as well, as Ray mentioned, and they're from Zacatecas, Mexico, which is in the state of Jerez. And I kind of asked them, like, telling them that me and Ray, they know my buddy Ray, me and Ray are doing this podcast on Mexican beer today, and we kind of wanted to touch on Mexican Independence Day. And I asked them, like, when you were kids, like, was that a thing? Like, you and I went to high school, or excuse me, when we went to school period, and like there's certain holidays that like the school touched on, or like they had us embrace or whatever. Like, did you guys have that influence of the Mexican Independence Day in Mexico? And they're like, yeah, for sure. That was like one of the only ones that was really significant other than Flag Day, which is January 14th, I believe, or if not February 14th. I remember similar to our Flag Day in the date because our Flag Day in America is June 14th. So it's 14th January or February. That part is correct. So what they were saying that they do a lot, like all the kids and everything. The school is like a really big deal where they have a party, they have a bands, they have on the 15th, excuse me, of September. Ray, am I right?
Yes.
They have a thing where they have the do you know the priest name Hidalgo? Hidalgo was his name, and they have this thing where they reenact Hidalgo's beat of the bell, not the beat of the drum. I always say beat of the drum, the bell, ringing of the bell. There's a ceremony that they do in Mexico that they've done since my wife's parents were kids, and my wife's parents are 77 and 74, I believe. So this has been going on for a long time. So they have this ceremony where they're ringing of the bell because of the priest Hidalgo. I don't know his last name. That was his first name. It was a big part of the Mexican independence from France. Mexico's independence from France, and they had that every year. They've had it every year, and they have it, and they do it to this day. And it's a big celebration, huge, with fireworks and parties and a marching band. As a matter of fact, my Ray, Pepe, my wife's dad, he was actually in the marching band for years because he's a trumpet player, and he actually was in the band that would march to celebrate Mexican Independence Day. And I was so happy to ask them today, the day of our podcast, about Mexican Independence Day, and it was really refreshing. What did you learn
Yes.
from just go on?
Well, Mexican Independence Day is September 15th, and since we do this show bi-weekly, we are jumping the gun a little bit. But if we didn't do it this week, then we would kind of miss it. And what they typically do is they always sing and the the anthem, and then at midnight they do what's called the grito, which is a yell. And the celebration is large all throughout the country. And since we have quite a few beers to review, we should get one open and talk as we drink the beer. So you want to grab your 805 cerveza, and
I can.
while you do that, I was researching it, and they add cerveza, but it's not really from Mexico. I think they left it. Um, the Latino market, if you want to say that, growing and growing. And so just by adding some sort of cerveza in front, the traditional 805 has a black label, and really there's not much difference. This one is brewed with lime, from what I was reading. 805 is an area code in Ventura, California, and Ventura seems to be coming out with a lot of good beers. I've gone there quite a few times to run marathons. They have a bar there that they have 101 beers on tap. Um, good variety, and they have a lot of breweries there. And I'm not sure if I've ever actually tried this beer, so go ahead and let us know what you think. I'm gonna,
Okay. Yeah.
and I take it since you're at the hotel, there's no mugs today.
You'd be wrong. I have 3 mugs I brought today. I brought this one, but I'm gonna save it for the other ones because I have my ice chest only. But I
Oh,
do have 3 special mugs that I have for the show specifically because from the last podcast that we did, I realized I need an ice cold mug in the freezer. I agreed with both you and John with that. So I am now a big enthusiast of the ice frosty cold mug in the freezer for your beer, especially with IPAs. So I'm not gonna have one for this one because I don't need it. It's just a regular 805. Just a little history on me and 805. I actually love the black 805. That's kind of like one of my go-tos when I go to bars. So this trying this is not that much different. I tried it before. My problem with it is it is brewed with lime, so I don't get to taste the actual beer or the integrity involved in what they're trying to produce. So it's just kind of like it's kind of I hate to say this because I love 805, but to me this beer is kind of like imitating a Corona or a Modelo or a Dos Equis that you would have with lime and salt. Like it's just imitating it like it's in a bottle ready to go versus putting your own lime and salt, which there's no. I'd rather have a fresh lime if that makes any sense. If I'm drinking a beer like this, and typically I drink Mexican beers on Sundays, chilling with the family, whatever. Where I'm drinking all day, I'll stick to this because I can drink 1,000 of these and be okay. If that makes any sense. Do you understand what you know what I mean?
oh
Like
yes.
I'm not too happy with the whole lime induced flavor when it should just speak for itself with the actual process of the beer.
Now, as I was researching about Mexican beer, I didn't really have a chance to go down this rabbit hole, but it probably has to do with marketing and advertisement. There's a reason why you always see a lime with Corona beer, and I didn't have time to look into it, but that's kind of traditional. If you drink Mexican beer, you typically put lime or salt on it, or if not, we are big fans of this thing called tahim, which is like chili powder, and you just put it on your beer. It's something that you use to make micheladas. So I think that's why they just added the lime, trying to appease to the crowd.
Yes, I get that, but it do we drink? Do we put the lime in it? Have we put the lime in it for so many years? Is because typically it's not that it's not a beer that you can have without lime because it doesn't taste that good.
That
I don't know. It
I'm not
depends.
sure.
Yeah. Who,
Yeah,
who drink? Do you drink your Mexican beer, whether it's Corona, whatever Mexican beer, without lime
some of
and
it,
love the taste?
not all of it. Like the lighter beer, like the Corona, I do enjoy with the lime
Uh huh.
and salt. Um, there's a beer called Modelo, and I think most people have heard of it. It's the second most popular beer in the world. Well, Mexican beer besides Corona, that's number one. But Modelo has a one. It's a dark beer, so it's called Negro Modelo, and that one
I
has
enjoy that one.
a five
That's a
point.
good point. Now the Negro Modelo, you don't need a lime at all, nor do they
No,
advertise it with a lime. It's a
yes,
pretty solid beer. Yeah.
it's a little darker, but I like that one. I have the list here of the top 10 most popular beers, and um,
I'd be
I think
curious if one of my favorite Mexican beers made the list. Estrella Jalisco. I've had the opportunity to go to Jalisco myself and have Estrellas there. It's a good beer again, but I need lime. I need salt.
So as I was researching, this one, Modelo and Corona have all been basically bought by, what is it, Anheuser Busch, which they own like probably over 500 breweries now. Um, it seems like they're letting the brewers do what they do, so they don't mix the flavor so much of like Coors or Budweiser, which is more like an American beer.
So, oh, that's kind of cool. So you read that they actually give them their independence or their freedom of still making it the way they used to make it or whatever.
Well, based on some of the brewers that they have, like Elysian Park, they have their distinct flavor, which is nothing like a Budweiser. So I'm just kind of going off the other beers that I've had from them.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Yeah,
but look,
that's you blew my mind. Elysian being such a new company, I can't believe they just kind of just took the money real quick, huh?
so looking into the beer thing, I can't remember what president he signed that it was legal to brew your own beer, and then after that, that's when everyone started brewing their own beer to a point because it wasn't easy to get ingredients like in amounts for a normal brewer. You had to buy it in bulk, like $30,000 worth. So who needs that much barley or whatever you the ingredients? And before that, I was looking into it that because I know Mexico brews so much beer because they have a German influence. A lot of Germans War, during the World Wars, escaped over to Mexico or for freedom, religious, all kinds of different things. Escaping the probably what was going on in Germany, and before that, they said that the Spanish took like barley during the the first war, the independence, and that's how they got some barley in there. So they started brewing, but they brewed with something else, and I can't remember the indigenous drink that they used to drink. And then after that, the which is the beer. After that, the Modelo was the first brewery there, but most of the breweries there all had like German packaging, so it's like German heritage on the packaging. And then Corona Cerveza, which is the first beer to actually advertise to the local Mexicans in Mexico and have like complete like Mexican heritage packaging. Uh, and so that's one of the reasons why it became the most popular beer, Mexican beer now worldwide. I mean, you can find it in Bali and all kinds of places that you're like, whoa, Corona's here, you know? But it's also brewed in California as well. That I'm aware. It's brewed in Mexico and California.
That's awesome. I didn't know that about Corona, and I actually give it a lot more respect than I ever have. That's cool. I did not know till you mentioned it that they were the first. You know, and really staying true to the culture. That's interesting because we think Corona, you think even Mexicans don't drink Coronas. I don't think like that. You know what I mean? Like let me get a Modelo, not Corona. No, we don't do that. That's kind of like 10 years ago. You know, and then that's interesting. That's very cool. It is a certified, legitimate Mexican beer,
And then
like from the roots.
as you go deeper down,
Yeah.
like I said, there's a bunch of beers that probably people don't even are aware. Me and Ty live in Los Angeles, California, so because Mexico's there, we see a lot of Mexican beer, and people bring it over. Um, a beer now that's popular that I believe is also owned by the same company, Victoria. Uh,
Mm.
Victoria, it was not offered here maybe 10 years ago. I used to get my hands on it because people brought it over. It's good. Another beer that I don't see here yet, but people bring it over from Mexico is called Paralitos. Uh, it's a small little beer, light beer.
Nah, I don't know about it. Okay.
Yep. They also have like Tecate, but it's like platinum over there, so it's stronger. Strong. There's like Tecate light.
Tecate they have a strong version. Tecate's been around regular. Tecate was kind of like the GoBots to Transformers, Corona being Transformers, right? Tecate was kind of like the number, like the Clippers to the Lakers. If anyone understand, uh, the
A little.
metaphor here, you know, like that's what Tecate was always number two, right? It was always like under Corona, but I always preferred Tecate over Corona growing up.
I prefer Tecate light over.
Did you? I like the red. red can. And
And
I heard they have a crazy now. They have a, I think, not I heard, I've tried once, but it's getting more popular. It's called like the Gate, like, it's like a platinum version, but I forgot what it's called. It's like 8%, something crazy or something.
that one I've tried years ago. They've been making that one in Mexico a long time ago, and
Yeah.
they're starting to bring it over. And now when you go, how we're talking about the beer with lime, pretty much all the companies have added lime to their beer, or they have watermelon, mango. They're trying to do micheladas, which is a drink with it's got a variation depending on where you go, but it's basically like
Basically
what
tomato juice, right?
tomato juice
Mm.
and
Yeah.
lime and
Whether you're like Clamato or V8 or, that it's that. Yeah.
kind of like a Bloody Mary, but more spicy, more.
Yeah.
And so a bunch of beer companies have now just automatically you can buy a. We call these tall boys. They're 24 ounces, um, but you can just pretty much buy so many different flavors and all like Mexican inspired. And recently I was watching on Vox a documentary on Mexican Coke, how it tastes so much better. And they did testing on it, and they figured out that they're still using regular corn sugar like over here. Um,
Cane sugar. Yeah.
no, they're not.
Mexican Coke is definitely, it's undeniably better.
No,
Isn't
they're
it?
not using it.
Huh?
They're not using it. It's just a like they're
Oh,
pretending
really?
to use it just to get people to buy it because then they can market the Mexican Coke and sell it for more money than a regular Coke.
So are you saying that it's all like it's a placebo effect? I'm thinking it's better, but it's really not. It's the same ingredient,
Years
exactly.
years ago it was different, but then
Yeah.
they recently changed the way they do their farming, and due to pricing, it's cheaper to make the sugar out of the corn, and so they make it out of the corn, and they tell us that out of the high demand that Americans love their Mexican Coke, that the ingredients are still sugar cane, but when it's been tested,
Wow.
it has not come out sugar cane.
It's still fructose, whatever they use. Yeah.
You can I'm trying to remember his name. He's a reporter. He's got his own YouTube channel. He used to be a reporter for Vox, which does very good little short documentaries on YouTube. They're
Oh yeah,
like
I'm
a
familiar. I'm familiar with Fox. Do you know what does it look like? Latino?
no
Who?
VOX.
Box?
V is in Victor. O
Oh, Vox.
Fox.
Oh, Vox, not Fox. I thought you were talking about Fox 11. Oh, okay, okay. My bad.
Yeah. So
Mm.
if you can check it out. So I wonder how much of now the packaging and the beers, especially since it's become trendy, to be Mexican beer, how much of it is really even what they claim it is, and now it's just a bunch of syrup basically. Because some of it's really really sweet now. It's not even beer in my opinion.
Yeah, beers have. Well, yeah, I found myself liking Modelo's okay. Modelo's good. I'll drink it. But if I had a choice between Modelo, Corona, or Dos Equis, I choose Dos Equis green all day.
That
I
is my
did,
least
but
favorite Mexican beer. It's a
is
bit
it really
yeah.
Dos Equis
The
with the
well,
with
there's
that
two.
lime salt ingredient thing going on?
They have the brown Dos Equis, which most people haven't tried. I'm
Yeah, the
not a
amber.
huge fan of it. Yeah, and the green one to me is kind of bitter. I'm not a big fan of it. I'll take Pacifico over it.
That's a good one. Pacifico is a good beer, and I've had Pacifico in Mazatlan, in Sinaloa. I've had it there. It tastes much better there for whatever reason. Again, it could be just because I'm there and El Chapo. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I had it there and it tasted bomb. My dog, my bro, it tasted. It was amazing. Maybe it was because I could just like Vegas style, just get a beer and go down the street with it in my hand down the street. You know, I don't
So
know, but it tasted really good.
was it on
But
tap over there?
bottle and can. Yeah, I never went to the actual brewery. I walked by it because if anyone that's ever been to Sinaloa knows it's super Mazatlan, excuse me, not the state, but the Mazatlan, the city along the beach. Mazatlan is like it's just a narrow path. It's not that like you can walk through Mazatlan in hours, and they have Pacifico everywhere. So you can go like do your laundry, grab a beer. Go to the liquor store, obviously buy a beer. Go to the get a some tacos, grab a beer. Go, they have it's everywhere. Buy sunglasses, you can get a beer. And they're like, dude, I was there last in 2013, something like that. No, no, more recent than that. I forgot. 2017. Excuse me, 2017, and I'd give $1 and they give me change back, and I was like, no, no, it's cool. That's how cool it is. They give me change back from buying a beer, from giving them $1. So I then after that I gave them $2 every a beer, $2, and that's like great. I believe the peso is like what right now, like 21 to 1, 21 pesos to $1.
I don't even know. I haven't been there
it's
in years.
it's it's if not 20. It's so we'll just say 20, just to like that's what it is in Mexico. So for instance, if you're going to get a crab lobster dinner in Mazatlan, which you would, because it's a port, it's an area, by the sea, you're gonna spend $20 on lobster tails that you would normally pay 60 for in here, if not more, and you get a lot more, you get way more bang for your buck. So I had like fucking, excuse my French, 5 lobster tails, crab legs, all this and that, and I got the bill. I'm like, are you serious? So dope. But that same with the beer. The beer is just like, yeah, and it may taste better because of that, but it tasted really good. I think if you Pacifico from Mazatlan is a really good beer there.
So last time I went to Mexico, and it's been years, they don't really have recycling plants over there. And there was like a liquor store right next to our hotel, so we went and bought beer there. And if you bring back the bottles, they give you half off on the beer, which is like, we're like,
I
okay, well, let's
I
bring back
learned that.
the bottles. That would
I learned that then, and that's been going on from what my coworkers say, people that I've talked to. That's been going on since the beginning of time. You always bring back your bottles. It's like you never not bring back your bottles. You never not, like, that's what you do. Yeah, yeah. That's just like it's unwritten rule,
and
which is interesting. I wonder if other parts of the world do that. You know, I'm sure they do. I'm sure other maybe El Salvador, other places like that. Brazil maybe. But yeah, that's interesting.
um
It's something that we're not used to as spoiled Americans, right? We're not used to this, like, well, we just throw our shit away, it's done with everything that much, just not just beer, but with everything. We don't even think about it. That's somebody else's job, right?
so part of this show is we always try to work out, inspire people to work out. We believe that you should earn your beer. And Ty, did you get a chance to work out today?
I did work out today because of the integrity of the show. I had to. I told you this, personally, but I've been going through some knee problems, and they're still going on. I've had knee problems for the past maybe 3 weeks, but I've been doing elliptical. I've been doing not mountain biking, but road biking. I have both, but I've been doing road biking because mountain biking can result in a crazier injury. Injury. So I've shied away from that as well. So I've been doing road biking, and since I've been in this hotel for a week, I've just been using the elliptical at the gym right here in back of me. And I didn't work out for the past 2 days, but I worked out today just because I want to earn my beer today. And I'm trying to find new ways to make the elliptical as productive as a run. Don't get me wrong, there is nothing like a run. The feeling I get off a run is um, second to none, like no other. It just really frees me. And this is a show about running and beer, but we never talk about running, so this is good for me. I miss running, bro. I miss running. So I want to get this injury in the back of me because I miss running a lot. The elliptical, I found a way to make it that much more where I could sweat hard in 5 minutes. I'm starting to learn more things about it, which is good for adding something into my regimen for the week. So I'm learning that. But yeah, I definitely got a hard 30 minutes in elliptical, and I made it hard, bro. I made it really hard. Hard. I burned 600 calories in 30 minutes, which is pretty good. Which is pretty good.
Well, I would say that years ago, if you would have asked me or told me my knee hurts, I'd be like, get on the elliptical, do some swimming in the pool, just stay active.
I forgot that. I've been doing that too. I've been swimming with my kids. I don't even consider that exercise because it's more fun or it's family time.
That's
Yeah.
even
So yeah, yeah.
when your physical activity is fun. When I go play basketball, with my friends, I don't consider that a workout. That's like fun. I'm hanging out, catching up, we're playing ball. And a lot of people would say, oh, that's a workout, but to me it's like it's fun. And when you can really enjoy what you're doing, then you won't even see it as a workout. Then you can add something else, like say maybe something you don't enjoy as much, like maybe weight training, to balance it out. um, but at this point, I would recommend to you and anybody else, you already know the ATG, knees over toes, multiple knee surgeries. That's what I train a lot of people in. And
Well, you've talked about it, but like, please expand. Please talk about it more. I think more people need to know about this.
yeah, actually, so for people who weren't here last time, Ty had an emergency with this kid. He had to take him to the emergency room, and I ended up doing a solo show. So I kind of went over some of the equipment that we use. The good thing about the Zero program is you don't need any equipment. You can do it just with your body weight. And I'm going to do a whole show on it because it was kind of fun. It was like share and tell. And what was it, like 2 weeks ago? I was talking about this product right here, the Webby, and 2 weeks later, I'm now an
Yeah,
ambassador.
yeah.
And this was invented by a former UFC fighter. So for me, it's like really cool to just be lining up with companies that as I mentioned on my other show, I'm like, I don't care. It's more about like I gotta believe in your product. I was offered $400 a month for some vitamins that I don't believe in. I'm like, I don't want to do it because I don't believe it. But I bought this product before, and it's really cool how just talking about it I can offer you a discount code, and can't wait to
Yeah, you're
get
an ambassador now. Yeah, big May. Salud.
can't wait to get the discount codes for the beers.
Right? And that's all coming up. We have a lot planned for the show, so I'm really excited about where this is going to go. And yeah, so Ray and I have been doing a lot of things. I'm talking to our peoples, and we're gonna right we're gonna go to breweries now. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna let them know, let them talk for themselves, let them speak for themselves, and let people know about California breweries because we are in my mind we're the best. We have a lot of competition, but I haven't seen it. I've seen it out of Seattle. Was it Seattle? Yeah, but now they're Anheuser Busch. They're corporate. Let's go with these small guys. I'm going to see what they're doing.
You know what I was thinking about? We got to do is Lagunitas. They make really good beers.
Where? Lagunitas? Right there in our
Lagunitas.
hometown.
They never opened, and that's something
Oh, are you serious?
I would like to send them a message. They spend all this money building a brand new uh, brewery in Azusa, which is where we grew up, and it was supposed to be the largest IPA brewery in the West Coast, and they did a little concert, little pre-opening, and they decided to shut it all down, and they never opened. So now there's
This
just
was yeah. This
pre-COVID.
pre-COVID, right?
Now this is this big old brewery in Azusa that it's not being used. It's just empty building.
I had no idea that it wasn't being used. I heard people say it was good and they had food and everything. I'm like, okay, I have a go. I felt ashamed I haven't even gone yet.
Well, no, that's not
No,
their only brewery. That was going to be
no, I
the
know it's not,
biggest.
but that was the one.
Yeah, but I've had many of their different beers. They're all very good. So I wouldn't mind sending them a message and trying to find out why they shut down in Azusa.
Yeah, I'd be curious. Speaking of curiosity, I want to break out my new goblet, if you don't mind.
No, no, I'm waiting for your next beer. I'm almost
Yes,
done
my
with this
next
one.
beer is going to be the Uma Saladitos, and I have
So
if it's Saladitos, I'm thinking it's going to have that taste, right? Hey, nice
this
mug by the way.
I'm not the biggest. It's okay. It's okay. With the lime, naturally add it.
Oh
I
yeah,
pre-
yeah.
I prefer to add my own lime. I tried it like halfway without it, and since they added the lime, I had to go true Mexican and add some tahine in my beer. And with that, I can enjoy it a little bit more.
So you agree with me? I think that the whole lime added into it's kind of generic and
Yeah,
whack.
yeah. Because I mean,
Yeah,
even
805 alone, it stands alone on its own. This whole cerveza version, I wouldn't buy it again. I would not buy it. I wouldn't promote it. I hate to say that because I love 805 as a product, the brand, the company. But the 805 cerveza is exactly what you would think it is. They threw 805 and cerveza on the bottom, and that's what you got. Hey, this is our Mexican version. It's like a what was that beer that was brewed with like tequila? It's like a tequila.
yeah. Hmm.
Remember that
But
that
I
fad
even
where it's like,
I even see Bud Light adding lime, and I know they're doing it because they want to get that Latin
but
people
lime's so.
because they see us adding lime, and they just like, well, if we make it
But yeah, but
convenient,
we like limes. We like adding because it's something to do. It's like rolling a joint. You don't take away don't take away that. You know, I like that part. It's part of the things that we do.
a
We use it with
ritual.
our hands. You know, I want that part. You don't roll it for me.
So
So anyway, I'm gonna try this one, and this again, this is by out of Ventura. I know that Concrete Jungle Brewing Project.
gonna have to check that place out. I, as I mentioned, Ventura is very nice. If you ever get to go, it's a nice beaches there. Very quiet. Santa Barbara's not too far from there. Magic Mountains over there.
We did a marathon there. We did a marathon there in 2019.
I've yes, me and Ty did a marathon with his sister and our
A couple of
buddy,
buddies of ours.
and we got first place as a team, which is
We did,
the first time I've ever done like a group race, and we got first place, which is cool.
and we actually got invited for another a 3-pack. Did you get that invite?
I did. I gotta
Check your
the thing.
schedule. I haven't committed to it either. But
So
yeah, it's a pretty cool race. The only thing about that 3-pack is it's the same course, all 3 races.
so I've done all three races, but
Oh, have you?
not the same year.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. But you done all the C, whatever they're called, the different variations, the names. Yeah,
Yes,
it's exactly the same course, right?
it is. Different times of the year could be more windy, uh, more cold, because then a lot of it you're running against the wind because this marathon it's got three different names, but it's the same course, and so you just basically run to the end and then run back, and so you're gonna run against the wind at least twice,
Yeah,
just
I
because.
I appreciate it because it was flat. You know, if you're trying to PR, it's a great course to PR on, right? It's super flat. Like there's no big huge incline at all. There's no
There,
um,
there
challenges
the
whatsoever. It's just kind of yeah.
gradual inclines, I would say.
Do you think there's gradual inclines? Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's very gradual. I think it's the most other than the you done the Santa Clarita. You did right.
Yeah, I've done that one twice.
Have you done Santa Clarita twice? That one was my favorite and then my best time because it was just like great, leveled, perfect, and it kind of changed scenery too as well. Like anyone that in California, it was by Magic Mountain, and you can even see Magic Mountain there, and that's kind of inspiring when you're running. I think like in the mile, like halfway through it, you see the Superman Tower and all that, and you're like, oh, cool, Magic Mountain. I know that from being a kid, But yeah, yeah, the Ventura one. Okay, anyway, excuse me. Back to the Ventura beer. It's super fruity. I think it goes along. I don't. They didn't name it like that, but I taste a lot of fruit.
Is that an IPA as well?
It's not labeling stuff as anything. It's super fruity and sour. It's a sour then.
Okay.
It's a sour.
So I'm not a huge fan of sour beers. I think I've had one my whole time that I liked, but it might have been that I had already drank many other beers that I thought, oh, this one's okay.
It's definitely a sour.
Are you a fan of sours?
I've no, I've not particularly. It might be the one of the few sours I tried. It's fruity and sour. So I wish there was someone else that could. I wish they asked more, explanation on the can itself. But it's super sour. I don't even have to say it's a sour to know it's sour. It's not hoppy at all though. It's there's not a lot of crispness. There's not a lot of burp value. How do you there's it's kind of flat. And I just opened the can, so this is probably my least favorite beer I've had from our podcast. To be
Really?
honest, hmm
Well, to me,
it's yeah, it kind of tastes like a yeah. Please do that. It kind of tastes like a Sour Patch Kid, but your kid licked off all the sugar. That's a perfect way to describe it. Yeah, and you're just stuck with that.
so this is the next beer I'm trying. This is the cousin to the most popular beer in the world. This is called Corona Familiar. It's a little bit darker, but not really. I'll show it to you in a cup. Um, and pretty much, from what I read, you can taste the barley less. I've never really been able to taste the difference in barley, but this is a good one. Corona has, I'm going to say, 3 to 5 beers, and uh, one of them is basically the same thing. So they have a Corona, and then you can go to the store and buy Coronitas, which is basically mini bottles, 8 ounces, I think. And
I believe so.
I've
If not six, yeah,
or six.
yeah.
I bought one before thinking, oh, what a deal. And then I realized, oh, these are mini bottles.
The first time I seen Coronitas was in Tijuana, but we can't talk about that.
Oh, okay. And then
Green room. That's some green room talk, but we'll talk about that in the green room if anyone's interested.
they got, what is it? The new,
They have that one that's kind of like a Michelob Ultra, no?
yes, the premiere, which, have you tried it?
I haven't.
I
Yeah.
tried it. I didn't like it at all. And then this one it's been around for a while, but also it just recently got imported over to California or the United States. But I was getting these a long time ago, and um, it's kind of like our version of a 40, but it's like a 32, and over there they call it a Kawama. But it's basically like the bottle. More of the bottles are like in 32, or it's really big with like a little like a, just to get your finger through, but they're big. And you can just buy them and go drink on the beach and enjoy yourself. Buy illegal fireworks that are illegal here. And you can just go to the beach in Mexico, light the fireworks, drink your beer, have a good time, get lobster for cheap,
Right.
and homemade tortillas that they make right there in front of you.
Oh yeah, that's always the go-to. Homemade tortillas. Last time I had homemade tortillas, I was in San Diego a couple weeks ago. Flour tortillas, just right. Oh my god. What's it? When's it? Do you still get family homemade tortillas, or you have to go to restaurants now,
Honestly, my mom never really made homemade tortillas.
or anyone? Yeah, anyone's family. My
Uh,
mom didn't either. My grandma did. Yeah.
so I, f- I went to Chicago, Illinois. Well, Chicago, Illinois, back in '91, and there's a city there called Molina, and back in the day there was only 2 tortilla companies in the East Coast, and my family was one of them. They're called Tony's Tortillas, and they would make it right there in Molina. So they had a store, a house, and then you go downstairs because almost everyone has basements and attics in the no earthquake, so that's common over there, like in the East Coast. Downstairs would be where they actually make the tortillas.
What? That's so cool.
But even though that's my like family's tortilla, in my opinion, they were not good compared to the West Coast tortillas. They they maybe by now they've caught up. I'm not a world traveler, but I definitely know that when you go to the East Coast, there's different sodas, different food flavors.
For sure.
Because over here we have more Guatemalans, Salvadoranians, Mexicans, and over there they have more Cubans, Dominicans,
Yeah.
and so it's a different flavor. They eat black beans. We eat like the
We
pinto
fried
beans. Yeah,
pinto beans. Yeah.
yeah.
And our pinto beans come in variations. We can have our pinto beans as a soup. We can have it just whole. We can have it refried. We can, yeah. There's so many things we can do with it.
And then what is how many beers did you get? You got three?
I got three. I have the other one. I'm a little reluctant to try it because I'm not a big stout guy, but because I got it, I'm gonna try it. I'm not done with the sour because it
Oh,
sucks.
yeah, no, yeah.
Sorry, but yeah. But
What?
we only have time. I got
Oh, yeah, no, we got time.
I will try it. So guys, this is the again Ray. Help me with the pronunciation because it's in Aztec. So Xocaeza.
I don't speak Aztec.
Oh, it's actually. Oh, you don't speak Aztec? What good are you?
Yeah, there's a very funny meme that says, "Oh, you don't speak Spanish? Well, neither did your ancestors."
I can actually translate this because I know about how they use the XOs in the Aztec language. Because I know the name. Actually, she was in your class. Soshi means
Also,
flower. Soshi starts with XO. So the first pronunciation of the XO would be so, and then the rest of it's sovesa. So it'd be sho sovesa, right? Is that pretty good?
that sounds like Sol Cerveza, which there is a beer called Sol Cerveza, which
Sol as in sun. Uh huh.
I'm not a I'm not a big fan of it. To me, it tastes like a imitation Corona. Uh,
Oh no, yeah, but this is not Sol. This is
yeah,
like Soshi.
and then
Soshi,
I just
like
want
the XO. Is it?
everybody
Yeah, yeah.
the color and texture of the Corona Familiar. So you would think, oh, it'd be really dark, but it's really not. You know, this one I actually prefer it without a lime or anything. I just like the flavor is different. With a Corona, I will take it with lime and salt, but with a Familiar,
Have you tried that? Just drinking that beer alone? For the night or whatever. And how's the buzz? How's the effect? How's the whatever? Have you done that?
yeah. To me, all these beers are like daytime barbecue.
Oh,
Be-
okay. Even with that,
Yeah, because if you're drinking IPAs, I'm not gonna make it the whole night or the whole day. They're just too strong.
no way, no way. Not the way I drink.
Right?
This is way better than the sour. By the way, the Soshi,
Is it?
it,
Is it?
it is. It's good. I taste the chocolate.
Uh-huh.
I taste the stout. It's a regular stout, Guinness stout kind of taste
Mm.
with the hint of chocolate. It's not overbearing. It's not too sweet. It's not a dark chocolate either, though. It's a dark. It's a milk chocolate taste with stout and hold on. It's good. This is the kind of beer you can have at, like, say, I don't know, Disneyland. Have a couple of these and you're happy. Eat it with
Yeah, just a
your
couple at
a
eight.
couple. Yeah.
8.1.
This was a eight. I think it's 8 point. I think it's eight solid. Let me double check that. 8.1. 8.1. There's definitely a vanilla influence in there,
Right.
which I don't mind.
I like.
Uh, Typically not in my beer, but I
Oh,
like vanilla. This is a dessert beer for sure. So if you want to have one or two with dinner or nah, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not a. This is a good beer to have if you want to have one or two beers, if that makes any sense. Yeah,
the
and you
thing
want to get buzzed.
the thing about beer is, for me, it fills you up. Especially like American beer or Mexican beer. It it'll fill you up, and then you can't really eat as much.
Which is
Which
why I never do that.
which if I have like an IPA, then I'll be like, cool, I can eat more, because it'll hit me. But I've gone like to there's a restaurant over here called El Sushi Loco. So they basically mixed, the sushi with Mexican.
They've been doing that a lot out here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, and I mean it's pretty good, but I go there, I get a michelada. I'm gonna get full just with that because the juice and the beer, and then you try to eat and like, oh, I'm full. So I don't really drink any beer. It's not something I do. I separate. Sometimes I do just for the flavor. If
yeah,
you're having like, depending what you're having, ceviche, something that it calls for like a Corona, then you're like,
yeah. Well, with ceviche, you can drink a good amount of regular Mexican beer, like Modelo's all day or Coronas all day with ceviche, but you can't go to pizza parlor. Imagine when you go to pizza parlor and get a pitcher, and yeah, you're like, dude, but between the pitcher,
and the
the
bread,
pizza, the salad, and the chicken wings, you're stuffed. You're done. You go to Shakey's Bunch of Lunch. You can't really drink hard on that, right?
right?
Is Shakey's something that is? I wonder. Is Shakey's just a California thing, or
Hmm.
do people have Shakey's? I'm curious about that. But yeah, you go to Shakey's Bunch of Lunch, pay your $11. You know what I mean? Like you get your mojos, you get your pizza, and you get a pitcher of beer. You're done for the day. Done.
So
Right?
what type of beer do you think we should review next?
Wow. I think we should.
We have a
Let's
couple,
see.
we have a couple options. One is we reached out to a couple breweries and they want to do something with us, so we could either do one of their breweries if we could set it up within 2 weeks,
Uh huh.
or I don't know. I kind of want to do Lagunitas if you're feeling.
How can we? Where's the closest one?
No, that you could pretty much go to any store and buy
Or, or just get the regular. Well, I just tried a Lagunitas Triple,
which
a
one?
triple 11.1
Oh, nice.
yesterday.
They have like, I want to say at least
Yeah,
10.
I showed you the pic. I forgot what it was called. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a bunch of different ones. That's why I'm like, oh, it'd be a good
Yeah, Lagunitas should get some pub because they have IPA. They have a standard IPA that the bar I was telling you about Ontario. They have regular Lagunitas, the regular IPA version, and they have their others like their imperial stouts and their triple stouts and excuse me, their triple IPAs, so on and so forth. They have enough. You're right. Lagunitas should get a little limelight. I'm down for that. Let's do a Lagunitas.
cool. It's called, I think, little something. Have
Oh,
you had
little some some.
it?
Yeah, the little some some's been around for a while, and they have a little some too, and they
Oh,
have variations of the little some.
it's like a
And there was one that someone told me about, which is interesting. Uh, there was one called Little, like it was a little something, but it was a jailhouse, jailbroken one, because there was I forgot, I remember the story, but I forgot what the name of the actual beer was called, and it was like a release only because of what happened, where the ABC was about to invade Lagunitas for something whatever, and they already brewed it, but they knew they were gonna get shut down, so they called it Little Something Locked Up, and it was I was like, oh, that's so dope that they created just a beer because they had to get rid of it real quick. They bottled it real quick, but they didn't put any labels on it, so they called it like little something locked up, and it was like the only time you can get it. It was like that's it. It was probably just like little some, but they were about to get closed down because of whatever regulations or whatever. So they always do something like that. So there's a lot of variations of little something.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot who I heard it from. Yeah, yeah. But that's true. Yeah, it wasn't a Sousa one, obviously, but yeah, I'm not sure. I'm sad that I never thought about. I thought it was always open.
So the thing about Mexican beer, it takes longer to finish, kind of. Like we've been drinking IPA, so I think we've been able to go through more in one show. Like this is really my second beer, but really it's four because it's a tall boy.
This is the sour. I hate it.
Yeah. So you
I
wouldn't
hate it.
again
Yeah,
it?
I hate it. Yeah.
Might as well show that this is the other beer I got here. Now this is
Montejo.
Montejo. And as you can see, it says cerveza there. So I went to the store and I'm like, what's your cheapest Mexican beer you have? And they're like, this cost me $2.50 out the door. It was two for $4. I'm like, okay, cool. And once again, they use that marketing ploy of putting cerveza. And I looked into it. I went to their website and I found out that it was born in Mexico. Somehow the brewers in California bought it, and so now it's brewed in California.
Wow.
So technically, it's not a Mexican beer.
None of these are, except for Corona. And I love the knowledge I love the history that you gave me of Corona because I respect it more now. That's a true Mexican beer.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's Tecate. It's from Tecate, Mexico, Baja California. Yeah, but yeah,
But regardless, without, I would say from what it looks like, all the Germans coming over and really helping establish more breweries and kind of probably sharing techniques. Mexican beer would not have as many beers as they have now. There's like Carta Blanca, Indio, Sol, Victoria, uh, Estrella Jalisco, Corona, Corona Familiar.
yeah.
Goes
Soul,
on and
like you
on.
said. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I found that fascinating. While I was diving kind of into it, I also found out that I guess Guinness is the only beer that has a longer history than Mexican beer.
Which one? Which one?
Guinness.
Oh,
So
does it really?
yeah, I was a little surprised about that. I'm not really into stouts, but I do like Guinness if it's really, really
Well, they
cold.
have the other one too, and I never. They have the stout and the regular, the drought, right? Drought.
Actually, I've had like three of their versions, but overall, that's the only stout I like. If you've ever added pear juice, it's called a snake bite.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it's good. That's with the Bass and Guinness.
the Bass, the beer.
Yeah, Bass. It's a yeah. You use Bass and Guinness. Snake bite, so you do half and half, so it looks like a brown and black, like a black and tan kind of. Oh my bad. A snake bite is with the cider, right?
Oh, I thought it was pear juice, but I
No,
could.
it's a cider, apple cider or pear cider.
And whoa, whoa, whoa. So,
Huh?
um, all right. Well, I was gonna say that. Oh, I think I hit my wrong video button here, and there we go. All right, there
You
we go.
good?
Yep. So
Good.
we're closing in on an hour, and I wanted to try this beer, but it's not really Mexican, so I'm okay with not trying it, and I can let
I
you.
say you try it. Just try one drink for the fans. Appease the crowd.
Okay, I'm gonna say that so far from the beers that I've tasted, though, which is the 805 and the Corona, and even this one right here. This one right here is kind of too light for me, and I'm just assuming that this is very light. I don't have an extra mug for this one, so I'm just gonna take a sip and tell you what I think.
I appreciate this today.
Hmm, it's actually not bad.
You never had a Monteo?
This one, I no, and actually, if I did, maybe they changed their label because I don't remember their label being black
I don't either.
bottle.
Actually,
Yeah,
yeah. It doesn't say Montejo. Anything else?
it just says born in Mexico, brewed in the U.S. Um, this one's a 4.5% alcohol. I think we ever mentioned that this one is a 4.7, and
Okay, is it?
also I believe the normal 805 is 4.7. So the only
It
difference
makes sense.
I see is just the white label and the lime.
And a little influence, yeah,
This one, let's see. I don't remember if it tells you. I know I looked it up, but off the top of my head, I can't remember. And
of the ABV
yeah,
on the regular.
on
It's probably 4.5. It makes sense.
this one's 4.9.
It's 4.9.
4.9.
Ah, okay,
So you know, I'm gonna say I like this one better than this one, and
okay.
they're they're both locally California brewed, pretending to be from Mexico.
Well, to be honest, Ray, since you put it like that, I like as far as the three beers I tried, I like the 805 Cerveza more than the other two as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But and really, all the beers you got weren't brewed in Mexico. They're just kind of like representing like
Yeah, one was Ventura, 805 is here, and then the other one was
Ventura.
Stone. Stone's California too.
Yeah,
So
805
yeah, yeah.
Ventura.
None of them are like puro mexicano at all. But at the same time, they're influenced, and we're just trying to give a Mexican influence beer day, and only because we can't dig further than the six beers or six breweries in Mexico or seven or whatever it is. There's not that many to choose from. That there's no obscure Mexico. Are they doing craft beers? Do we know that? We should research that.
They're starting to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're
You
starting.
know, please talk about it. Yeah.
You know, I haven't really tried too much, but I think as the ingredients become more easier to buy in not in bulk, and more people can start brewing. And I'm interested to see what they come out with, um, as far as like flavors. And yeah, I'm gonna say that overall, I'll stick to the Corona Familiar, but
Okay.
this one wasn't bad. This one wasn't bad, uh,
Yeah.
especially
Okay.
the
As
price.
far as the integrity of the show, this okay. Are we still doing the what was the protocol on that?
Frosty mugs.
Yeah, frosted mugs. No, no, protocol on the beer on the rating.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Okay, so this gets a really low number. It could be because it's sour and I don't like it, but that's a low number. The chocolate one from Stone is actually pretty tasty if you like a dessert beer. It's pretty good. I'm not a big chocolate guy, but I like chocolate. I love chocolate chip cookies, whatever. But I don't, it's pretty good. But the 805 is decent for what it is. But I'd rather have a regular 805 and throw my own lime and salt on it. Again, I don't want to just pick 805 because I really do love the company. And then I think we're gonna have a better time researching Mexican craft breweries and seeing like what they really have. I think we should research it more and come back to this, and definitely come back to this. And Lagunitas is actually a good one because Lagunitas is like I'm thinking it's Mexican, but it's not, right?
I'm interested in the name actually. That's a good point.
Right?
A lot
Yeah.
of people like in California don't realize like the names are all like Spanish, Mexican, like Los Angeles. They may not be pronounced that way, but that's it's San Fernando Valley, San Gabriel Valley,
Oh
San Diego. I mean, you
yeah,
go Santa Ana, but it's Santa Ana. Weird.
Anna. Yeah, Santa Ana. Yeah, yeah. It's all yes. It's Latin influence, but Mexican influence because of where we're at. And
Right.
San Diego is a big one of that. San Diego is like it's such a beautiful city, and it's all like mission. It's all like based on the old Mexican. It's basically a priesthood thing where it's the padres. Even in the name Padres for the San Diego Padres is from the old priest, the Mexican priest. It's all like this Mexican heritage that San Diego has in itself. They actually have some really good breweries, and I hate the fact because I'm a Dodger head, so like, but San Diego has some pretty damn good breweries. Like uh, Coronado Brewery is a really good brewery. They have one of the best orange Hefeweizens
Mm.
I've tried. So if we have to go to San Diego for the weekend and do this podcast at Coronado, we have to take a boat there. But I know my sister, my sister's connected. We can take a boat there. We have to do it like that and give respect to San Diego because they know how to make a Mexican beer.
Uh, I've I've run. I used to go there once a year for the marathon, and
Oh, yeah, you did. You did rock and roll there.
a lot of
Or,
good breweries. A lot of good
which
breweries.
one?
They have a lot there, and actually,
Yeah, you did rock and roll, right? Is that?
Ballstick Point. They're located in San Diego as well.
Mm,
That's a well-known brewery, I would say. Maybe one of the first well-known, kind of like even considered a little bougie, maybe.
San Diego's bougie in itself. So yeah,
Overall, yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, all right. So then we're going to be reviewing Lagunitas. Doesn't look
Lagunitas.
what kind of Lagunitas it is. Get your hands on it, drink it. Uh, Raise up your hand on the next show. Let us know. Come try it with us. Tell us what you think. And thank you everybody for joining in. Thank you everybody for supporting the show. Ty, anything you want to mention before we close out for today?
Just you guys stay thirsty. Get your workouts in. It's important. Get your health on. You know, we're dealing with a strange time right now. Get your vitamins in. Your vitamin D, your vitamin C. Get enough rest. Drink enough water. Work out. It's fundamental just to your sanity and just get your mind right. Do your thing. Peace.
All right. So once again, I just want to say thank you everybody for joining another episode of Drunks. Next week, or not next week, but the following week, we'll be reviewing Lagunitas Beer. And hope you enjoyed this Mexican beer review in honor of Mexican Independence Day coming up September 15th. And looking forward to having you in the studio next time. So thank you